To become the fastest man in college, you have to win the Division I NCAA 100-meter championship. But winning that event is perhaps the most challenging of all. And that's because everybody wants to be a sprinter. And on top of it, you've got to run 3 rounds of preliminaries just to get to the final. That is why we haven't seen a repeat champion for more than a decade. But where are all those men right now? Because winning the 100 at the NCAAs is a great way to end your college career, but it's also supposed to be the beginning of your professional one. To qualify for this list, the criteria is simple. You've got to win the 100-meter dash in the Division I National Championship final. But that is extremely hard to do. And many talented sprinters right now, like Marvin Bracey, Fred Curley, and Matthew Bowling, have never done it. I will count backwards from the present day, all the way through to the 2010s, so that nobody or their accomplishments are left out. Starting off with Joseph Fahnbulleh of Florida, who won the NCAAs in 2022. He actually won the 100 and the 200, and his 100 time was 10 flat with a legal .6 wind. His 200-meter victory was actually a repeat from the last season, and at the World Championships several weeks later, he finished 4th in the 200. He chose to leave college and turn pro, signing with ASICS, and even ran a few races on the Diamond League immediately after the college season was over. And in 2023, he's off to a fast start, already putting down a new PR of 9:98 in the 100, running on his home track at the University of Florida. But Terrance Laird was the champion in 2021 from LSU as a junior. He started his career at Penn State and then went to the JUCO level, where he became a medalist in the 100 and the 200. And he ran 10:05 with a .4 wind to win the title. He was a 200-meter finalist immediately after in the Olympic trials. But since that time, he basically has been ghost on the track scene. In 2023, he did start to compete again. Both of those races were indoors and he didn't win them. And in 2020, there was no champion, and we all know why. So in 2019, it was Divine Oduduru of Nigeria who represented Texas Tech as a junior to win the double in the 100 and the 200. He actually ran 9:86 in the 100, and that was wind legal. And he turned pro shortly thereafter and ran at the Africa Games, along with some Diamond League events. He was last seen on the track in 2021 as an Olympic semi-finalist in the 200-meter, which makes me wonder if we've actually seen the last of Divine Oduduru. Yet 2018 belonged to a senior, Cameron Burrell of the University of Houston, who was actually second place the year before. He actually ran 10:13, but that was into a -0.9 headwind, which actually makes a difference. He made the 100 final at USA's just a few weeks later and continued competing into 2019 professionally and has continued running through 2021 until he unfortunately passed away, tragically. Rest in peace to Cameron Burrell. But you remember who won 2017. It was Christian Coleman of the University of Tennessee, and he was a junior at the time. He won the double in the 100 and the 200 and ran 10:04, which is only that slow because he was running into a -2.1 headwind. He finished second at USA's a few weeks later, but we all know what happened next. He is now the world record holder in the 60-meter dash indoors. And in the 100-meter, he is the world champion in 2019. He was controversially suspended after that, but he's back on the track now because he was a world championship finalist in the 100 in 2022. And in 2023, he's already flirting with the 20 flat barrier in the 200-meter dash. And for a guy who's not known for his finish, it is clear that he is ready to challenge for the throne as the world's fastest man once again. 2016 belonged to senior Jarrion Lawson of Arkansas. and he shocked the track world, probably having the meet of his life, where he won the 100 meter, the 200 meter, and the long jump at NCAAs. He ran 10:22 into a -2.3 headwind, and then turned pro, signing with ASICS. In 2017, he was the World Championship silver medalist in the long jump, the event he basically focused on as a pro. He competed a few times in 2022, and we haven't seen anything in 2023, which means we may have seen the last of Jarrion Lawson. But 2015 belongs to Andre de Grasse. He only ran at USC as a junior for 1 year, and that's because he transferred from junior college, but he made it count. He was a double champion in the 100 and 200, and he ran a blistering 9:75 in the 100, but it was wind assisted. And since that time, he has been a force to be reckoned with in any international competitions, because back in 2016, he was one of the few people who actually had a chance to beat Usain Bolt. As an Olympic and World Championship medalist, I would say his greatest accomplishment is leading Canada to the World Championship in the 4x100 meter. That was in 2022, and he's back on the track now in 2023. And 2014 is the only underclassman on this list. Trayvon Bromell, as a freshman at Baylor, won the NCAAs in the 100. He ran 9:97 wind legal, and then turned pro after his sophomore year, where he lost to Andre de Grasse, who was still in junior college the year before. Bromell has always been a threat in the 60 or the 100 since he turned pro. He is an Olympian multiple times, and a World Championship medalist twice. And he somehow keeps figuring out how to run world-leading times. He overcame a major Achilles injury in 2016 at the Olympics, and he's back on the track in 2023, running very fast. 2013 belonged to Charles Silmon of TCU, who was a senior, and he ran 9:89, but it was wind-aided. He was really a 100-meter specialist who competed at the USA meet a few times. After 2015, his performances kinda dropped off, and he was last seen on the track in 2021, running unattached. And 2012 was a year unlike any other, because Andrew Riley, who was a senior at Illinois, shocked the track world by winning the 100. It was surprising, because he also won the 110 hurdles, and he only ran 10:28 to win the 100, but it was into a strong minus headwind. He's basically only run the 110 hurdles since, but he was an Olympian in 2012 and became the Jamaican champion in the 110 hurdles in 2013 and 2014. He's only made one World Championship final and last competed in 2021 at the Jamaican Championships, finishing 6th. And I round out my list in 2011 with a junior from Florida State, Ngonidzashe Makusha. He lit up the track by running 9:89 in the 100 and won the long jump at the NCAA meet. He competes for Zimbabwe, but never seriously ran the 100 after that meet. He was actually an Olympic finalist in the long jump in 2008, 3 years before he won NCAAs. That was the only time he was an Olympian. And it seems that his last great performances were at that NCAA meet. He seems to last have competed in 2019, but we will always remember the man from Zimbabwe who lit up the track at the NCAAs. Winning the NCAA championship at the Division I level in the 100 is a very big deal, and most of us, myself included, will never get a chance to pull it off. But for those who do, it might be the greatest achievement of your track and field career. And for others, it's just the beginning. There's no way to know the future for any sprinter, but one thing is for certain. If you win the NCAA meet in the 100-meter dash, we will be watching you every single race from that point on until the last race you run and you finally hang up your spikes. I'm Coach Rob, and thank you so much for watching this video. And if you want to see more content like this, then please like, and subscribe.